Hello, I'm Suzy Wu. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be the first of several. I plan on doing monthly complementary healing sessions. The energies that we are in, today is September 1st, 2025. The energies that we are in are really over the edge, and it's really impacting people in a disharmonious way. Even things that are not like common for you, like all of a sudden your joints are hurting or your bones are hurting or you're having very fatalistic thoughts. There's a real lot of stuff that is coming up for a lot of people, and it's impacting their health, not in a good way. And also, because I do this for a living as a profession full time, I'm very much about giving back, and I'm also quite aware that there's a lot of people that are not able to afford my services. And so this is an additional reason why I've chosen to do this at this time.
Thank you, Suzy.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, and so I do have a new puppy, so there might be some interruptions. I put some peanut butter in her bone, and she's just kind of roaming around. And this is really off the cuff I'm okay with, but I just want to let you know this is not like a professional studio, professional setting, anything like this. This is occurring on very sacred grounds, and when I do work from here, it just seems to be a lot more intense in a good way and harmonious and beautiful. I'm also recently I've become aware of how sensitive my phone's microphone is. So you actually might be hearing her chewing. And it is what it is. Okay. So if there's distractions, it is what it is. All right. I think all that little stuff is out of the way. All righty. Now, again, it is September 1st, 2025. And all of our outer planets in our solar system are or have changed signs. And currently, most of them are actually retrograding. And so how this might have shown up in your psyche or your physical body is slow, sluggish, and then all of a sudden something snapped and now things accelerated so much that you don't know quite what's going on or how to cope with what's going on in your life. A lot of things might have suddenly come in at you, and you might feel overwhelmed, overloaded. People aren't showing up for you the way they once did, and it's kind of leaving people feeling alone, misunderstood, violated, betrayed, kind of left at the altar, those kinds of things. And so I want you to know that you're not alone. I do get a lot of email from people. Some are clients, but some are just looking for help, and they don't have the means to do a session. And it just kind of pushed me into this direction. And so I'd like you to now kind of do an inventory of your own nervous system. Your own nervous system. I think what we're going to do. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to invite you to do is to rest your eyes closed and to bring your awareness to the state of your head. Is there confusion? Is there pain, pressure, zinging, ringing? What? What is going on in your head? Is there physical pain? Just have an awareness. What about your jaw? Or your ears? And now back to the jaw. All right, let's start to bring the conscious awareness down into the neck, into the throat area. What's going on there? Do you find that you have to, I always clearing your throat when you wish to speak? You know that feeling of a lump in your throat and you're nervous to say something. What is the condition of your neck and your throat? What does it feel like in there? If you were teeny tiny in the center of your throat, what does it feel like? Does it feel claustrophobic? Do you have any room to say what it is that you want to say? What is the inner dialogue? What are the things that you actually say to yourself, whether internally or aloud? And side note, even if you say under your breath, oh, I'm so stupid, you don't want to be doing that because it's going to send your body, it's sending signals to your body of discord and disharmony. And imagine saying that to a young child. Okay, you still are that young child, just with some years under your belt. And so it's really critical to improve what your inner dialogue is. I am learning, I am growing, I am learning new ways to love myself every day. All right, have awareness now. Shift your awareness into your shoulders. Okay, now I'm definitely picking up on a lot of tension there. Now, whether you are actually on with me live or at any time that you are watching this, it is now for you. And so don't worry if you are not in quote unquote real time. Now is now, and now is all there is. And you can rewatch this as often as you like, and you will continue to get benefits from it. Each time it will go a little bit deeper and a little bit stronger. So right now, I just want you to have an observation of your own neck tension, if that applies to you, the muscles, the traps, the shoulders. What does this feel like for you? And now let's run down the arms, hands, and fingers. Are they heavy? Is there pain? Is there numbness? Discomfort? Recent injuries? What does it feel like? Let it present itself to you. Somebody else is coming in. Okay, we're going to now bring our awareness down into our chest, into our heart, and the whole chest region. And this is going to include the lungs. Bring your awareness into your own chest. What does it feel like? Are you able to quote unquote catch your breath? Do you have full lung capacity? Become aware of your breath at this time. Breathing into the lungs. Can you fill them? What about the bottom 1/3 of your lungs? Most people don't. Most people do shallow breathing in the upper, and that is creating panic in our nervous system, and it sends the signals that we're unable to relax. And when that's always, it gets reinforced, and then that puts strain on our adrenal glands, and we don't want that. All right, so allow your breath to slow down and to fill the whole lungs at capacity, including the bottom 1/3 of your lung. Imagine breathing in and filling all of the lung capacity. Just let yourself slow down. There's no need to rush, hurry. Okay, there's no test, there's no timer, there's no schedule. Just be with me now. Okay, now let's take a look at your heart energy. This is how loved you feel. What does it feel like in here? Is it tight, heavy, burdened? Is it claustrophobic? Now, because you're here with me, I know that you are a good person. I know that you are a giving person because I don't attract jerks. I attract kind people. I attract empaths. I attract highly sensitive people. I attract people that don't fit in. And so there could be rejection wounds, abandonment wounds, giving too much, codependency, abuses, neglect. So let's just be open and honest about it with ourselves. In your own heart space, what does that actually feel like? What is unconditional love? Have you ever experienced unconditional love? Unconditional love is very challenging for a human. Dogs, animals do it. But as a human being, we are raised with conditions. Get good grades and I'll take you to this vacation spot or take you to your favorite meal. Okay, that's conditional. If you loved me, you would do this. That's conditional. Or if you loved me, you wouldn't do that. That's also conditional. Are you accepted for all that you are? Is everybody else trying to change you? I don't like when you say this. I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you use that word. I don't like when you wear that color. Why do you always ask me these questions? Why do you always behave this way? You're too sensitive. Okay, these are all projections of whoever is speaking these words is incompletedness within their own self, and they're projecting it. We don't need to own this. We don't need to wear it. And we don't necessarily have to give it back either. What we do need to do is say, this is not ours. This is not mine. And when people are always doing that or like biting at our ankles or trying to get us to perform in a way that pleases them, it's to our detriment. And we might say we do this because we love you, but how often do we do something because we love ourselves? We're always putting ourselves on the back burner. And there's no healing for yourself in doing that. And so if you are not able to show up for yourself and fill your own self with love, you don't have a full bucket to give from. Okay, so imagine breathing into your chest and allowing it to expand. Let your beautiful heart space expand in freedom and love, integrity. Now, I definitely feel heart hurt. And sometimes we put a little Band-Aid on it, which may mean we discredit ourselves. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Or, okay, no, we don't want to be doing that. Okay, it's a disservice to ourselves, to our higher power. And it makes the disconnection between us and our higher power even stronger. And so it's really important to plug back into your own heart space and not let others take away who you are because it makes them uncomfortable. All right, let's bring our awareness down into the lower abdomen now. What does the stomach feel like? Stomach, liver, spleen, small intestine, large intestine. What do we got going on down there? Nausea, somebody's saying. Okay, somebody has a sleep disorder. Okay, we've got trauma. Maybe somebody who's in therapy for trauma. Okay, self-actualized, either abscess or obsession. So this might be overly worrying. Okay, overly worrying, hypercritical, hyper-focused on the wrong things. Great answers. And so these are just things I'm picking up from participants. And so you want to give yourself permission to settle, because in this right now moment, there is nothing chomping at you. At this right now moment, no one's holding a gun to your head. No one is putting you in a guillotine. No one is hauling you off to jail in this right now moment. So the number one thing is you always have to speak truth to yourself. And you know what the truth is? You are creation. You are photon energy, which means you are light. You are created from a extremely loving, devoted universe that cares about your well-being and wants you to realize all that you are so that you can show up as yourself authentically. And when you're trying to go along to get along, it's not authentic. And then that's going to solidify codependency and not healthy relationships. Imagine your abdomen being oxygenated, more oxygen coming down into the belly. Because sometimes I pick up like it feels like your organs are sticking together, and that's because everything's just too jam-packed. I'm afraid to breathe. I'm afraid to expand. People don't accept me as I am. And over a period of time, I don't even know who I am anymore. And all of that leads to disconnection with your higher power. Always breathe into your belly and let it expand. Imagine if your organs are all stuck together because there's no room to breathe. Breathe into your belly, giving yourself permission to expand, spread your wings. In fact, why don't you lift your arms up and out and breathe and smile? Even if you're not happy in your life right now, so what? In this right now moment with me, smile. The wonder of being alive. It's a gift. You have a new day to make a new difference, to realize who you are. You are love. And you are loved. Reconnect with your divine freedom. You're so much bigger than what you realize you are. That was a hummingbird flying by. I heard it. So when we do energy work, it does always attract animals. It never not happens. Animals know, okay? That's clean, unadulterated nature. And because we have thinking minds, people throw monkey wrenches in our system, in our nature. Re-plug in with your own divine nature. You are all that is. The energy of the hummingbirds coexists within you. Imagine being light as a hummingbird. Let's move down to the hips. The hips, the groin, the small of the back. What's going on there? Okay, we've got somebody who's labeling a bad back. And I'm going to sidestep and say you don't want to label anything as bad. You want to label it as a misalignment, an imbalance, because your words concretize things. So every time you say, I've got a bad back, it is reinforcing the problem, which is kind of like suffocating out the solution. All righty. Let's see. All right, we're also going to look at the kidneys and the adrenal glands. Ooh, we're getting a visit right now from a beautiful violet. I know that it's Saint Germain's energy. I know it. Oh, somebody else is coming in. Okay, so we're going to now imagine breathing in the color violet. Inhale the color violet in through your nose, up into your mind, filling maybe a purple mist or a purple smoke, purple light, whatever feels right for you. You're just imagining inhaling violet energy and letting it speak, letting it sing, letting it cleanse, letting it nurture, and letting it oxygenate you, every cell, and feel this beautiful violet light going down into your neck and throat, out into your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands and fingers. This beautiful violet light of Saint Germain now suddenly filling, expanding and filling your whole chest. This is happening a little quicker than I can speak. I almost want to say the word racing down into your abdomen and very quickly clearing things out. And now it's going to park and wait. Now it's still very active, working in you as I guide you a little bit lower. We're going to now go through into the legs. Do you have pain below the hips? The legs, the knees, the ankles, the feet. Definitely got some, we got a hobble. We got some imbalances there. And I would like you to just focus on your breath, and you are breathing in and out. Violet. Imagine. Now keep doing that. And I'm going to pull out a divider between your hips and the lower half of your body. Just breathe on the purple. Breathe in and out purple. Now that beautiful purple light is flowing down your legs, all the way down into your feet, almost crashing into your feet, but it's light. And now see, feel, and imagine yourself completely filled with this beautiful violet energy of Saint Germain. We're now receiving a really, I have to say the word majestic. It's a majestic rose energy. And it's coming in a wound of betrayal. And the other things I had mentioned, abandonment, self-loathing, shrinking ourselves, the things that create imbalances. This beautiful rose energy, just continue to breathe in and out purple. This beautiful rose energy is coming into your back, in between your shoulder blades, almost like a rotary saw blade, like a circular saw blade, but it's love. It's rose color. And you might be having some visuals or some memories come up, or some emotions. Allow them to process. That's what this is for. It's letting the light in from woundedness of the past. And that could go all the way back to conception, or when you were first born, or your early childhood. Let this beautiful rose color, these frequencies in. I'm getting the words do battle. Okay, there is no battling. When there is light, that's the absence of dark. And getting rid of the woundedness means we need to shine a light on it. And sometimes that means we have to look at what it really was and then remove the ownership to it. Because no matter how it was presented to you, these were projections and conditioning. And so you're going to now, in your head or even out loud, you're going to command this betrayal, this violation, this abandonment. This is not mine. This is not mine. This is not mine. We have the energy of dragonflies showing up. And this rose energy is just kind of exploding in your chest. And I see kind of like congratulations, streamers and fireworks kinds of things in good ways. Awesome. Good. Okay, this, whatever's going on right now, it's labeled as a recalibration. Okay, and now the next thing that's coming up is the element of water, sacred water. And this is now going to involve the waters of the physical location that I am. The waters, the ancient waters, where I am, has the energy of glaciers. And these glaciers have extremely ancient light codes in them, embedded into them, they're saying. They're also embedded into the rock. Okay, that tells me I need to pick a rock up. It's got fossils on it. Okay. So you are now breathing in and out violet energy, which is now joined with a swirling rose color energy. And they're parallel to one another as they spiral. And now they're separating into a cajillion tiny little ones, like little springs of light, dancing happily within your bloodstream. I'm going to pick up a fossil. And now it's being told there is magic happening. Those are the words that I see. Seeing some very bright violet energy, almost a fuchsia. And just be in this space and simply breathe. Relaxed, slow breaths. Letting them fill your lungs and letting your breath oxygenate every cell of your entire being. As we go back millions of years before any type of corruption set in, extremely pure, we are returning to a purified state. There is a gentle cleanse. There's a nurturing. And you might be starting to feel, I'm feeling buzzing around my feet at this time. And we're starting to get some yellows and golds whirring around our feet. These are ancient guides. They're giving me the word mythological, and that they're tied into the constellations as we know them today. This is so cool. And all you're doing is being there with your eyes rested, closed, and breathing. You cannot mess it up. You're not doing anything but breathing and allowing. I allow myself to feel safe in my skin. I acknowledge and understand that I am the light of life itself, in alignment with the divine creator. I cannot believe the energy coming through here. There's something just opened a portal here, a beautiful gold, orange, yellow portal of light. It's almost like a giant shower head beaming in these cosmic rays of light, allowing them to wash over you. A shower of God. Be in this. Of course you are worthy. You were created. How can you not be worthy to receive the love of the divine creator that made you? You are not your parents. They were the house that held space for you to grow in utero. Temporary housing. You no longer need to keep any karmic ties with your family members if you don't want to. There is no shame in disconnecting from family members that cause harm, grief, less than, rejection and abandonment, violations. Letting this beautiful, rejuvenating energy speak to you on a cellular level, on a telepathic level, reigniting you at the DNA level. Getting energies going on with the ears, almost like a clashing. It's a resetting of the minor chakra points of the ears. And an uplifting happening up in the upper top part of your head. New exuberance and light attempting to work into your spine. Okay, so now this is something, okay, spinal flow. We need to do, your guides are doing a cord cutting. Some of you have what looks to me like fishing line around part of your spine. And you're just allowing it to be untangled and removed entirely. Okay, we're going to now allow the inflammation in the lower back, hips, groin, to first let us know, I have the word awareness, to first let us know, what is this trying to tell us? And this is zero effort. And now I acknowledge what it's trying to tell me, even if I didn't understand in this moment, it's fine. It will come to be known very subtly. But I now release this, for I wish to step into my new light jumpsuit, a onesie of light. And imagine yourself leaping into this wonderful onesie of sun, of yellow, of gold light, shimmering, sparkling. And now imagine zipping it up. Let's put a hood on it too. So the onesie has a hood. You're going to put the hood right over the top of your head. And recognize your own inner strength and the recalibration of your inner workings. And breathing, realizing you are connected to all that is. Allowing yourself to be uplifted, regaining your own strength, and recognize how much your self-worth has been chipped away and became rusty. And it's being fully replaced, rebirthed, if you will, anew, going all the way back to the shifting of tectonic plates when there were glaciers where I now sit, where I now physically occupy, and connecting to the purity of that. This is also connected to when we see the northern lights, and with that comes I'm going to call it little people in some visions. They are the Icelanders, and what they're saying that truly they are galactic beings, positive ones, loving ones. And just let yourself acknowledge, I am one with all that is. And that turned on the shower of God. This is so crazy. I acknowledge that I am one with all that is. I am not my parents. I am not my ancestry. I am creation itself. I give myself full permission to shine as I am. I am learning new ways to love myself every day. I am in a state of healing and growth, evolution. I am open to receive the divine light that I am made of. Please help me to feel it and connect with it in a palpable way. And I just see swirls, and it's labeled as magic happening. Might be blowing your mind. Let it. You are a miracle. When the baby is born, they say, oh, the miracle of life. Well, you still are that baby. You are the same soul with some years under your belt in which you've played small and others have chiseled away at your nature. Some, it's led to self-destruction. This is your chance. This is your chance to revitalize with the energy that you are made of. But it is your responsibility to not let anyone take it away from you. You don't want to go handing out the remote control to you. If you're a lamp, you don't want to give somebody else the plug. You want to go vertical. Go vertical. Go up. The plug is not physical. It's non-physical. It is light, and you cannot grab a fistful of the light. You cannot grab a fistful of ocean. You are mostly water, and water is a conductor of spirit. And so you receive imprints from your biological ancestors full of trauma, full of catastrophes, full of scarcity and war and depression and starvation and plagues. Imagine that glacier separating the lands, moving, creating mountains. What a grand master reset. Powerful AF. It is you. My understanding, it is a galactic recalibration in this right now moment. It is my understanding right now we are receiving waves, conditioning of solar flares. I'm definitely aware that there has been extremely high Schumann resonance spiking, which we absolutely will feel in our human bodies, but also in our extra senses, in our non-physical senses. We're now going to allow that to clear. These are the haunting thoughts, the mortality, the worry and concern seemingly out of nowhere. As you are getting re-lit up, very zzz, that it breaks this old hardened mindset of worrying that I always need to be worrying about something and I'm not doing enough. Let it blow up. in blindingly bright light. Let it go now. Very little. At the end of the day, very little truly matters. Your stuff doesn't matter. What matters is that you came back home into your own heart and said, I am. Whatever words you like, a child of God. I am creation. I am creator. I'm a reflection of creator. I'm an extension of creator. You are not born of sin. You are not born guilty or dirty. That must leave your aura, because what that does is it conditions you for any kind of failures, shortcomings, and then you explain it away. That's where that whole Catholic guilt comes from. Shed this, because it is dimming your spark, your light. It is not defining who you are. You are mighty. You are infinite. You are wise. You are powerful. You are strong. You have no beginning and no end. You are infinite light. Let yourself calibrate with this. It is a peak time for renewal. When we are at our wits' end, we call in our guides, our angels, to say, this is too much. Please take some of this off of me. And they are always listening. They are always there. There's never a time that they're not there. They are with you when you are crying by yourself. But they cannot intervene. You must ask. So don't feel guilty, because they're assigned to you. They're just waiting for you to ask. Please help me with this. We don't want to think about the light at the end of the tunnel, because the tunnel was an enforced mindset that was dished out to the human population. There is no tunnel. The tunnel is the abandonment wound. The tunnel is that everybody else is in control of your life. Shatter the tunnel. The tunnel was a false concept. The light is you. It always has been and always will be. You are the light. You are the miracle. You are all of that and so much more. You are greater than any force that tries to make you less than. You must see yourself as a reflection of the Creator. And in doing so, you have the power of the whole universe flowing through your nervous system, which is supercharging, super healing, super revitalizing. But when we say, oh, I'm not worthy for that, or I can't have that, or somebody needs it more than me, it's kind of like saying, okay, I'm not part of all that is. And no, you don't want to negotiate your worth. Ever. Never again. Okay, flowers don't fight. You bloom first. I'm afraid to bloom. Oh my God. I might be too bright yellow. You have to be all that you are. The flower is created and is part of everything. The bee pollinates, and it might bring joy to somebody who is on their deathbed. There's always greater meaning than our comprehension. It's not our business to know everything. It's not our business to impress or change others. It's not our business to even impress ourselves. What is our business is realizing you are a reflection of the Creator. And the Creator lives in you. And when you say, no, I'm not worthy, I can't have, you are creating a disconnect. And then life gets real hard. And you kind of start dying. And things start breaking down, and your health starts going down the potty. When you plug back in, animals come out, and they're attracted to you. and you become more attractive, not from a vanity perspective. It's because you have that glow within. I can't tell you how many people say you glow or you sparkle or whatever it is, or they say something about my eyes. It's not a cosmetic thing. It's an inside job. When you realize that you are love itself, nothing that any person who doesn't feel good about their lives might say can touch this. Because I'm plugged into that energy. I understand I am a reflection of Creator. And so my job is to show up authentically. And when you ask somebody, how you doing? And they're like, oh, that's an invitation to come down and cry with them. That is not. And we as empaths, that's what we do. Let me rush in and try to help and save you. No, these are all choices, but a lot of times they're subconscious, and a lot of times it's because everything is stacked against them to believe that they're less than. And then it becomes enablement, and then you look for it and you attract people that help you to stay disabled. So we're going to go right into your nervous system and say, I am photon energy. I am the light. Yes, the Creator energy does live within me. I plug into that. Bam! And then this high worth, this high value. What this is doing, it's igniting what I call Christed consciousness. That is where what we call miracles occur. That's where miraculous healing happens. That is where cancer cells get rerouted, reprogrammed. In fact, let's do that. Well, I'm going to guide you. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so come back to your breath. And we're going to go down to a cellular level. And we are going to command, now that the whole speech is out of the way, we're going to command our cells that as they divide from this point forward, they divide from a healing template. They divide from sacred waters of the glaciers, pure. And we're going to resonate with that purity, unadulterated, pure light. There's nothing more powerful than this. Love and authenticity is huge. As each cell divides, it divides with a template of healing, of unconditional love. Of balance, wellness. The kindness that I exhibit to everybody else, I must give to myself and no longer let my sponge be dry while I water everybody else. Imagine a plant that gives all of its water away. I agree to no longer do this. I agree to let myself be quenched by these sacred, pure waters of the glacier. I am that I am. I am love. I am infinite. I am glowing. I'm in a state of healing. I love all that I am. I allow myself to be in a state of healing and growth. And now take a beautiful deep breath all the way down to the flats of your feet. Release it whenever you're ready. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into this space with me. Hi, sweetheart. That was so awesome. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Oh, she's heavy. She's getting big. Here, meet Cinnamon. Oh, yeah. There she is.
Oh, you sweet
Here's my
puppy.
baby.
Hello.
This is Cinnamon. She's my rescue. Oh. Yeah, she's my baby girl. Yeah. All righty. So, How do you feel? Was it nice? Did you feel some stuff going on? Oh, hi, Melody. So I think I'm going to do this once a month. That was really powerful, though. She's nibbling on my toe. You can, you can replay this as often as you like. And each time you will get additional stuff on other levels. You got to try it. Don't just take my word for it. My dogs are laying on my lap when this is going down. So many times when I do this work, animals come out, whether it's like I've done this out group healings outside and sound healings and like farms, and cows across the street come out and start mooing. So many cool things happen. But this is what happens because you are aligning with nature itself, which you are. We seem to forget that we're nature itself. Yeah. And when you replug in, it doesn't just recharge you, it plugs you back into to a whole freaking network. You are that network of light instead of being one little light saying, oh no, I have to conserve this light energy. You get to plug into the sun. Imagine that. Your light will never turn off. You're never going to get dim. So every day, imagine putting on that onesie of light and zip it up, put the hood on and say, this is who I am. I am grand. I am in a state of growth. I am love itself. I am love. And I am connected. So this is nothing to do with, I'm all that. None of that. This isn't that. That it won't work. It's coming from that heart energy. The strength of the heart is a cajillion times stronger than the strength of your brain as measured by those EEG things. Yeah, really good. So now notice your breath, notice your lung capacity, notice your back, notice how you're feeling. New things going to show up probably in your dreams or if you meditate in your meditations. New synchronicities, new alignments, which means we do have 2 eclipses in September. The first one is the 7th, and that is a new moon eclipse. It's bringing good things, though. These are bookends for the month. At the end of the month, it is a letting go of, and it's kind of like sacrifice. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Like if your health isn't so great, I recommend you sacrifice all soda pop. Okay, pop is horrible for you. You want to sacrifice the things that are not in alignment with the support of your well-being. So you have to have an active role in your life. It doesn't mean you have to cut things out. Like I like ice cream. I'm still going to have ice cream, but I'm not going to have it every day. It's being able to really appreciate the value of all of the life that you have. All of your body is a cajillion cells, trillions of cells. What are they saying to one another? When you say I have a bad back, your whole back lights up and it's like, oh, they hate me. So how can it grow? How can it feel good? It's like saying to a child, you're bad because you didn't do good on that test. You got to be extremely intentional with what you say to your body, with what you're saying to your nervous system, even under your breath. It all counts. Just like sometimes we know what somebody else is thinking. They didn't even open their mouth. Okay, your body's extremely intuitive. By the time something creates a thought, it's been sitting in the ether for a minute, and then you say it, and that's why it feels good to get things off our chest, to finally say something. You want to have healthier ways to communicate with your body. Communicate from the power of the sun that is your light source. It is your power. You are plugged into it. Don't disconnect from it. Whatever you call it, don't disconnect from it ever again. Because that is how you get your life force energy. And when you're not plugged in, you start dwindling away, kind of like a candle that's getting to the bottom and I'm puttering, I got nothing left. And then creator is like, hey, I've got an eternal wick. And then you're like, oh, I am the wick. Oh, there is no end. Ah, this is awesome. And it works. And then you can bring that exuberant light everywhere you go. People are going to be drawn to better people, better caliber people are going to be drawn to you. They come out of the woodwork, which means you can't still have all of the circle of people you got. Some of them who aren't so good, who aren't so beneficial, who are clingy, who only come to you when they want something. You're not going to have room for all of them. You've got to let some of them go so you can let these better caliber experiences into your life. And then you watch as your life improves. And it will. It will. It can't not work. These are universal laws. All right, guys. So I will just show you some of these fossils. I where I live, I forget, it's 1,500 feet altitude, which is not crazy high. But I am aware that this is where they're, like, everywhere I walk, wherever there's rocks, there's fossils in them. And that to me is just friggin' amazing because I live at the top of a hill. And to have marine fossils, means it was the bottom of water. Here's a cool one. I gotta show you this. I'm seeing a heart. So I always see hearts. That's one of my things. Let me see if I can get it in the camera. There it is. There's the heart. So you might have something that you're always seeing or working with. Maybe it's a star or a shape, or maybe it's a certain word, or even a certain color. And so I wanted to show you this one. The brachial pod, I think it's called. And so that is how your spirit guides communicate with you, is by using the word, the color, whatever it is. And it means you're on the right track, and pay attention. Whatever, if it's a certain animal, whatever it is, everybody has something. So for me, it's hearts. And it's so funny, the one time, so I use charcoal. You don't want to be using fluoride. I use charcoal, non-fluoride toothpaste, and I spit out, and there was a tiny little heart. So it's like, I see hearts in the craziest of places. So you want to be paying attention to what the universe is saying to you, showing you, because you matter and you have particular alignments, and it's going to be whatever your thing is, that is what your spirit guides are going to use. All right. So with that, I am going to wrap it up for this month. I'll put this up on my YouTube channel. I definitely invite you to rewatch it. And if you'd like to book a session with me, my website is suzy-woo.com. Or if you want to learn how to do energy healing, and it's, okay, Reiki is lovely, but Reiki is kindergarten. Reiki wears off. This kind of energy healing is cumulative. It stacks on, and it never wears off. So if you're interested in learning how to do this stuff, I just opened the doors to my healer's course, which I only do once a year. It's also on my website, suzy-woo.com, Suzy with a Y. All right, everybody, I'm going to give you a great big hug. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hopefully will see you at some time out in the ethers or at an event somewhere. Okay, bye for now.